Welcome to my second bronze tutorial in Spider-Man Unlimited. The reason I'm doing a second one is twofold. I wanted to make it a lot more detailed than the first one, and I wanted to use segments not in this actual run as well. You'll see, I'll get into more about that later. And I also wanted to show a little bit better tips and tricks than I used last time. Okay, so I just want to drop this in here real quick. This video is going to be both bronze and silver. Now you can actually, with a really good run, you can get a silver medal without consumables, but I'm going to suggest that if you do everything that I'm going to show you in this video, and you can get a run as good as what I do in this video, and just add the 3 consumables, which were mentioned already or will be mentioned, then you will absolutely get a silver medal. The safe silver score in this game is about 10 million right now. So let's choose cards first. Abilities are very important. Right now I'm running with a 52 multiplier. You don't see that there, but I'm using Classic Spider-Woman in the lead. Superior Spider-Man in 2 and 3 position. And then I'm going to use Stealth in the final position. Superior, the 2 Superiors and Stealth give you +1 to attack combos, which is good for me later in the game because I'm not going as much for near misses. Classic Spider-Woman and Spider-Man India, the one I just highlighted, now give you +1 to near misses, which for me are very important at the beginning of the game. And you'll see why as I do the run. And also 30% bonus score from combo counters. Both India and Classic Spider-Woman give you that. And now the new Steel Spider as well. Another option is another God tier card, which is battle damage, which gives you +1 to near misses and +1 to attack combos, and so does Bulletproof, which I just highlighted there. I've actually got him grinded up to level 84. So if I was going to do this, I would lead with battle damage, and I often do when I want a higher score, because even though you'd be running with an X50.5 multiplier as opposed to an X52, you can get a lot of points from having +1 to attacks and +1 to near misses. But we're going to go with Spider-Woman in the lead. Now, just a couple of things. I'm showing you consumables. I have tons of them. I'm not going to actually use them. The run that you're about to see, I could easily get a silver medal if I wanted to, if I just use those consumables, but I'm not looking for a silver medal. I just want to get bronze, and that's what this tutorial is about. I want to show you a couple of things with the events. I personally am going, for this particular event, I can probably get the first place if I wanted to, but I'm going for 6 to 20 because I'd rather have the 50 ISO 8 in the VIP portal, which to me is much more valuable than a 1 of 7 star card, even 2 of them. So this game sometimes is like a game show to me. It's like, I'll take things I don't give a shit about for 20, Alex. That's sometimes how I feel about some of the rewards. By the way, speaking of horrible rewards, the Totem Frenzy and Spider Showdown awards, I don't know if you've played any of these. I think they're absolutely horrible. I really do. Oh, by the way, I recorded this intro segment tonight. That's why you're noticing that my resources are different from when they are in the actual video, because this segment I just recorded 5 minutes ago, and I sort of dropped it into the beginning of the video to show these horrible rewards on some of these events. I don't know what Gameloft is thinking here. I really don't. Terrible progression rewards, terrible events. You'll notice I have about 100. I have about 100 totems, and I even got 103, and I got them by accident, oddly enough. I got them by, the reason I got them by accident was because I happened to do the Thanks to Slot event. And anyway, let's get to the run. Enough complaining. So anyway, this bronze tutorial is going to be much more extensive. And as the run is going on, I'll explain why. See, now you'll see that there's a difference in the amount of resources I have, like ISO 8, because now we're getting to the actual video footage of the run itself. Alrighty. I said this the last video, and I'm going to say the same thing. I think you guys should go to Gameloft.com's message forum, because there's a lot of great users. So I'm going to mention and talk about some of them and their contributions to the community. We have a really awesome community there. Alright, so getting started, you're going to notice I'm pretty much trying to near miss everything in sight. when I go through this little ramp, you notice that I jumped and I got 3 combos there rather than the 1 for the ring. So whenever you're going up that ramp, jump. I'm going to give you glossing over tips as I'm doing this here, but the majority of the tips are going to come in the slow motion segment, just like last time. So again, the game is going slow, and for those of you who watched the video last time, you'll know that I'm playing without sound. At least I'm not hearing sound while I'm recording the video. But the only thing that really hurts me with the sound is I have a difficult time doing near misses, because I kind of calibrate my play to that little ping sound. And if I'm hearing that ping consistently, then I kind of know that my near misses are on track. I don't like to watch my combo count there. Now here I happen to be kind of nailing them, so this is good. You know, see, I got that near miss, and all right, so I'm getting pretty good amount of near misses. That 2x multiplier is fantastic here. Alrighty. Now it's going slow enough that at this point I feel safe for a bronze run to go for all these near misses, including this one here, which I didn't get it, but I was going for that door. I don't always get the door because I'm not as good at it yet. And again, it's hard without hearing. There we go, got it that time. Now you notice that I'm already about 2/3 through the boss, and I've already got 124 combos. I missed it. I missed that time. Alright, I got that one. Let's grab that. By the way, that 2x is the perfect time to get it. Just so you know, you consider that a real score to get that right before you're about to defeat a boss. And the reason is because look at all these flurries of hits. I'm getting 2 for every hit, because this is +1 to near misses. When you're playing, I didn't mention this before, but when you're playing with Spider-Man India or Classic Spider-Woman in the lead, or any card that specializes in near misses, you want to really, really near miss as much as possible, because that's where you're going to get the most score. Notice that 130, every time you see me get a combo, it says 130. That is, believe it or not, that's 130 times 52 for every combo. So it's not just 130 I'm getting 130 times 52 for every combo. For every near miss with this card, you're getting 260. And again, that really, really adds up. Alright, I want to get a word about those trees. Okay, I'll get that near miss. The base of those tree creatures makes it very easy to crash into. You have to really, when you're near missing those tree creatures, and I'm going to do a few Doc Ock Underwater Lab segments later on in the video, you really have to be very, very careful about near missing those. By the way, just so you notice, you can't near miss the thick laser, but whoop, I didn't get it that time. But you can go under the thin laser. Now there's 2 possible configurations to that end segment. I'm going to go over it later when we do the Doc Ock levels several times. But always remember, work your way down in that segment when you're web slinging. All right, so here we go. I'm holding my combo pretty good, but I'm about to lose it because I think I thought I had gotten that near miss and I didn't. So I was, again, that's the hazard of not hearing that ping, because I wasn't looking at my combo meter but thought that I had continued my combo. Had I been playing with sound, I would have known I didn't, and I would have near missed something else. But alright, so anyway, we're at the end of the rocket level and we're going up now. This is just a little cutscene you see every time and blah blah blah. So now we're heading out to the street. This is actually a nice segment here. And, by the way, a perfect spot for that 2x multiplier, because there's a lot of combos coming up. This is all rhythm. Up, down, up, down. Notice that, and notice I swipe down a lot. We'll go over that later on in the video when we slow everything down. But notice that there's a lot of side-to-side motions. I'm swiping down in spots. Alrighty, so now we're about to go into another boss level. Alright, so the game's going at full speed now. And we're gonna not near miss so many things. Now, if I was playing my normal run, see, I would have near missed Sandman's Fist there. I did it there. I would be getting all these instead of some. But I'm trying to, I want to have a, you know, be able to get to the end of the run for the video. That's more important, right? That's my priority. So we'll get, like, I got that near miss, and, you know, I'm going. By the way, with this card, just so you know, you don't get the +1 to KOs, just near misses. But I'm more comfortable going for KOs when the game's going faster for a video. See, I got the near miss there. So I'm getting some near misses. I'm just not going nuts with them. Now, all the different bosses, and I don't care if it's Silver Sable, whatever, Vulture, Goblin, or Sandman, they all have the same pattern of obstacles in each of these levels. So, for instance, when you're in Corp, you're going to get the same pattern of obstacles and weapons they throw at you, no matter who's the boss. The only exception is Doc Ock. And I mentioned Silver Sable even though she's not in Unlimited, because when you're doing events, it's still the same. They all have basically the same attack pattern, no matter whether it's in events or in running environments. Now again, remember when my other video, I was talking about how one ring is high, one ring is low. You notice they kind of alternate. But that's not absolute. One of the things I'm going to change in the advice that I gave in the last video is I would suggest you stay higher. Because if you stay higher during web slinging, it's easier to drop down for a ring than it is to try to swing up. And 99 times out of 100, you'll hit one of those metal obstacles and die. So it's better, like watch, I'm web slinging, I'm staying a little high and dropping down to the lower rings, even though the rings still have that same high-low for the most part. So remember, try and stay high and drop low when you're web slinging. This is a tough segment. I'm gonna put this segment in the slow motion part later. Alright, so that's pretty cool.
Nothing gets in my way.
Alright, also, when you're running these cards, jump onto these wall crawl segments to try and get a lead in not losing your combo. There are a couple of configurations where you're going wall crawling upwards where you can lose your combo. So try, when you get to the end of that ledge before that, jump. Alright, so we're going to do Vulture. By the way, one problem since one of the previous or recent updates is that Vulture's spinning knives sometimes look a little bit almost camouflaged. So you got to really watch because they're very, very easy to miss. In this board, I'm seeing them all pretty clearly. I would also recommend that everybody, I said this before in the other video and I believe I mentioned it here, that you need to go to Gameloft's official forum, gameloft.com. In Gameloft's forums, you got a lot of really, really helpful people. One guy, by the way, he's running some contests, and he's doing a Spider-Man wiki page, and everybody's helping with it, but he's running his own contest. His name is Cal to the L. If you look at, he's a really good guy, by the way. He's one of my closest buddies on the forum, and he's actually helped find some bugs for Gameloft as well, and he runs his own private, non-sanctioned contest. If you look at his name, it looks like Calthofield, but it's actually Cal to the L, one word. And he's doing some really good stuff. His wiki is coming out phenomenal. He's doing this whole, and he's got it linked in the forum. There's all kinds of really, really good people in the forum. I mean, some of them I've mentioned in the last video that I made. One guy, one of the best guys in the world at this game, I mentioned already in this video, is Zupamir. He's really, really good. He's always in the top of the leaderboard when he wants to be. But then one of the guys also doing some incredible work is Goblin. He's doing an online Excel spreadsheet that's just coming along fantastic, and he's helping me with a lot of catching some of my mistakes and stuff with with the portals. I'm keeping track of all the portal pulls and stuff on. Anyway, we're in Doc Ock's lab, and I'm gonna run a few of these segments from events later on in the video in slow motion, so I'm kind of glossing over some of it as well. Grab this. Now I want to show you something about those tree guys. You notice that when you near miss them, you have to do it from a little further away than a lot of the obstacles. So I'm really cranking on some of these KOs here. Now this is a pretty easy track. Notice I near missed that laser by going under it. And I did it again. I near missed it again. The big, thick lasers you want to jump over. You can't go under the big, thick lasers. Whoops, I missed the near missed it. But now here's two possible configurations. There's either a laser you can go under, or there's one that shoots up in the air that you have to avoid by going to the left or right. And then there's always those two guys you can KO. Alright, so we're at the end of the Doc Ock segment for this one. Doc Ock, once you, like, it's very hard at first, but once you get used to Doc Ock there, and by the way, you never get Doc Ock in the, as a boss limit, but once you get used to Doc Ock's there, it's so bad. Alright, so some other guys I wanted to talk about in the forum. We're running outside. This is a pretty, notice I'm going for the soft hand. I'm not going, at this point I've already, that was just a total miss-swipe there. That, a little bit of lag, but it was kind of a miss-swipe. I just fell a little too far, too late. Alright, so anyway, so we're in the running environment. We'll use a second spider, obviously. And I'm near missing. I'm getting these softer near misses. I'm not going crazy trying to get them all. Some of the better players, like Supermir and Doge, they'll fucking get, and Go Eat again, they'll get all these. When it's running this fast, my goal is to get through the levels and just try to keep the combo going if at all possible. So I'm going to do that. I mentioned Doge before. He's got two very, very, very advanced videos. Look again. Go to the forum. You'll see he posted two different threads, and they're more like if you're really advanced and you don't need my video to get bronze, watch his videos because he'll teach you how to get gold. There's no sound and there's no audio commentary, but it's a really good if you are advanced enough to really follow what he's doing. Alright, so now notice I'm getting a lot of KOs with this card. This card, unlike the previous one, gets +1 to attack combos. So I'm really happy with all the KOs, and I don't need to go crazy with near misses with this card, although I'm getting some, because the near misses are just the +1. So remember, your strategy is going to change based on the cards you're using. Alright, so now we're over 5 million. I got that near miss there. Now we're over 5. Now I'm going to, by the way, I'll get this attack, and I'm going to get all these softer near misses. Watch. These are all pretty easy near misses coming up. And I'll get these. Even when I'm not going crazy getting near misses, I'll get a good percentage of those soft near misses. By soft, I mean when there's not 6 million obstacles all in the same field of play. That's what I mean by soft near misses. Alright, so that was a soft near miss right there. Very easy to grab. Vials. And again, with the web sling, the key to the web sling is knowing how to fall and pick up a web again. Okay, that was completely and ridiculously not my fault. I swiped left, and the game just slid, and Spidey just slid, so that was pretty infuriating, actually. I remember when I was playing this the first time, I kind of freaked out. Really pissed off. And I'm actually going to lose another spider in this environment because of a swipe that doesn't register properly. So you can tell I'm not a very happy camper at the moment. So I'm playing this well. Actually, this was my fault. I missed I didn't swipe down like I should have, and missed the shield, which would have actually saved me coming up. And I broke the combo. So this is fine. This is fine. No problem. I'm actually doing really well here. Boom, boom, boom. Getting all these hits. How you should handle this board. And here, I go up here, and I jump. Well, no, not yet. Actually. This is actually... Now, I actually jumped up, but it didn't respond to the swipe. So I literally lost 2 spiders in a row. And during this run, at this point, I probably should have taken a break because I was absolutely furious. Because now I'm on my last spider, and if I don't finish the run, then do it over. So I should have taken a break, but I didn't because I'm a stubborn asshole sometimes. I was really, really furious at losing those 2 through no fault. Alright, so anyway, these falling segments are easy. You pretty much just grab the ring and go between those red obstacles. Obviously, you can hit them. This card, by the way, is not a bad card to end your run with. And the reason is you get the +1 to attack combos, which if you're good at the KOs, is really good. It's a good segment here. Notice I'm dropping a lot. I'm kind of using the dropping, not so much the swinging. That's the key to web slinging, knowing how to drop and where to pick up your webs. So now I'm not even worried about combo at all. I'm just trying to get to the end of the run. But the reason this card is good is you're getting the +1 to attack combos, which boom, I got two multiplier there, 2 there. So I got a quick 8. Right? And a quick 10 for almost nothing. The other good thing about this card is you get a 40% bonus to boss score. And since I've got a few more bosses left in this run, even though this is my last spider, and I'm not too happy right now about having to use him, you know, at least this is a good spider to end a run because of the boss bonus. So now, again, I'm not going crazy getting near misses. I'm really not. My priority here is trying to get to the end of the run. Now we're in the sewer level, and pretty much it's the same pattern to any boss. I don't care if it's Goblin, you'd have where Electro's orbs of electricity are, you'd have Goblin gas. The discs all appear in the same spot. Those little roundish kind of obstacles and the ones that expand here in the same spot. Oh, this is really cool. Check this out. That 2x multiplier was great to get there, and I'll tell you why in a second, even though I just lost my control stuff. I'm actually getting 4 combo points for each hit. So when you get, that's a real bonus. When you get the 2x combo right before KOing a boss, you really score big on the multiplier. Because you get a whole crap load of attacks that end up being bonuses. Alright, so we're getting towards the end of the run. Alright, some other people I want to mention who are some really, really good friends of mine on the forum are Kim88. I'm a chiropractor. He's doing his medical internship. He's also really, really helpful in the forum. I mentioned Whip. And another guy I want to mention, he's kind of funny, a little snide, but I really like his sense of humor, Jarvis Jackrabbit. He's another guy. These guys will really help you in the forum. Then there's Cindy M and SDO7. These guys will always help you whenever you have a problem. So we're in the train level, and I'm not even going to try to really make things. Okay, I'm dubbing this audio in now and erasing what was here before because here I was talking about the safe bronze score. I recorded this video about a month ago, but in the last month, the scores have gone up a lot. I guess because of the new update and the Titan launch. But it used to be, when I recorded this video a month ago, Safe Bronze was about 5.7 on iOS and about 5 million on Android. Now, maybe because everybody's going for the Titans, in 1 month's time, it's gone up to about 6.2 or even 6.3 or higher on iOS and over 6 million on Android. So that's something to keep in mind. So that's okay. Because again, you don't need to get a million combos to get a bronze medal. If you were going for gold and using full consumable, oh, by the way, with the web gloves, with the web hammer rather, all those obstacles you can destroy. And I know I mentioned this earlier, but with the web hammer, you should be trying to near miss immovable objects, but you'll still get the near miss credit. And you have no danger of dying even if you bump it. Watch, I'm going to show you up here. Yeah. Okay. Grab a couple of hits. I got a couple of near misses on those vents you can't destroy. Alright, so some other guys in the forum that I like to mention is Cindy M, who she's very, very big on Android, and so is Whip, I think. You guys are also big. Now I'm going to grab this. Ooh, there we go. Now watch. I tried to double swipe, but it didn't. So now, I have the web gloves on, and we're going up to a boss level. What I don't like about this game, while I'm sitting here waiting for a cutscene, the web gloves are being exhausted. Kind of a big waste. They should stop counting. Oh, now notice, by the way, I'm going into the middle of these flame balls. I wasn't really concerned about hitting those, because I wanted to show you something. I'm going in the middle of those flame balls, and I'm getting near misses, even though I'm actually hitting the flame ball. So if you've got the web hammer on, don't be afraid to go into the smoke bomb and into the electricity and then swipe while in the middle. You'll actually get credit for a near miss. Alright, so remember, if you got the web hammer, don't be afraid to go into the middle of the web walls and the electricity. You swipe while in the middle, you'll still get the miss. It's just a way of getting it. Alright, so we're going through this boss level. Well, basic stuff. One thing you gotta remember about Goblin. Goblin is a tough boss to deal with in the later levels if you're not used to this boss. He was the last one to get trouble with, even though the patterns are the same. Goblin, of all the bosses, seems to, and again, this could be my imagination, he seems to throw his smoke bombs right in front of you, and it's very hard to react to them. So the way you deal with that is always remember, if you're at a boss level, you should, I'm going to cover this later on, so I'm not going to get into too much detail. I'm going to slow down the level, and I'll cover more how to deal with getting out of the way of stuff in the boss level. I'm kind of also glossing over this. This is also a tough segment, and I am getting some misses. It's not many of them. Oh, I lost my combo here because I missed one. I'm actually pretty happy I've gotten this far in the run with losing fighters with no fault. So, I'm just kind of putting myself in the mind frame that way, doing it. Now again, remember, web slinging, the key to web slinging is stay high and drop low to get to the lower one. See how I'm staying high and dropping into it? Like, stay high, stay high. Now, no, I'm sorry, I got this Vial. Just remember what I told you in the last video. As a rule, the rings are high, low, high, low, high, low, 90% of the time. Alright, anyway, go through this segment. This is a tough segment too, but I'm usually not trying to get near misses. KOs, I'm going to get all of these because I'm good at KOs. It's too easy. And I'm maintaining my combo pretty easily. This is another segment I'm going to slow down later on because this is a hard segment. So if you didn't catch all this and weren't able to study it, not to worry. Alright, so this is the last boss of the level. We're at about 51,000 meters. Pretty long. The reason, by the way, we got so far, in addition to having the right amount of bosses, Gopi mentioned sometimes that you get cheated by one boss, but the reason we got as far as we did is because I was kind of protracting some of the boss levels by not getting all the discs and making them go on long. That's a trick to making the game go a little bit further into a run. I'm going to reiterate something I mentioned last video. If you're holding a line and following the vials, make sure you remember that when the vials end, something is going to come into your path soon. Okay, so watch, vials end, and if you're following the vials, always remember that something, either KO or dodge, will be in your path shortly after the vial path ends. Sometimes with Goblin, almost immediately. Alright, so now, this is another one. I got the 2x multiplier, and look at all those combos that I got. So this was actually a pretty good run. I actually got a high score here. I ended up with a little over 8 million. This, by the way, is a silver run if you did consumables. If you're wondering what I'm doing there, I'm taking pictures because sometimes the game loses my runs and I have to get my ISO 8 from customer support. Alright, stay tuned. I'm going to start the slow motion part in a little while. I want to mention something about the segment we're about to take a look at. there's times when the game drops those yellow or green obstacles right in front of you. Now, one of the best thing to do is pause for a second, because you'll actually get, if you're running a near miss card, when the game drops an obstacle right in front of you and you get that slow motion Spidey sense part, if you're running a game that gets a card that gives +1 to near misses, you'll actually get 3 combo points for every dodge. 1 for the dodge itself, of the spider sense, and 2 for the near miss. Alright, so now we're doing this in slow motion. This was part of the last run. Now, this is early enough in the game where I'm actually going for a lot of these. I'm going for, well, not all of them, but I'm going for some of these near misses. And we're going to slow Doc Ock's lair down. I actually have a whole bunch of Doc Ock segments coming up later in this video that weren't from this run that I got from an event, because I think it's important to cover this lair because it's difficult at first. It's a lot more difficult than a lot of the other environments at first when you're not used to it, because there's so much stuff. So now, notice I got this near miss. I actually missed a couple of near misses. I want to show you something about those trees. Now, because the base of the tree sticks out a little bit more than you realize it, the hitbox for that obstacle is bigger, which means that you are vulnerable to a crash when it actually looks like a near miss. The best way to near miss an object, some of the guys in the forum that I mentioned before told me this, is when you're coming up on something you want to near miss, look at, you can't do it at an angle like this, but when you're straight up and the camera's pointed directly behind you, you're going to want to look at Spidey's face or head. Now watch, I'm going to get this near miss. Did you notice that? Oh, and by the way, when you near miss that, there's always guys with rockets. The trick to near missing is to look at Spidey's head with regard to the object coming up that you're going to near miss. And these are all hit combos, but I'll show you in a second. You look at the space between the top of Spidey's head and the object. Watch. No. And as the space starts to decrease... Whoops, I lost my combo there, but... Now, as the space starts to decrease, when it looks like there's just about to be no space left between Spidey's head, the top of Spidey's head, and the bottom of the thing you want to near miss, then you got to veer off. That's the trick right there. You always watch Spidey's head, whatever spider you're using, and you veer off when you see that combo, when you see that object you want to combo. Get closer to Spidey's head. I know that sounds really weird because it's supposed to be a 3D environment, but now you're thinking in terms of the camera. Alright, so here comes a soft near miss. Watch, the space between Spidey's head. Actually, I think I missed that near miss. Let's try this one. Now, study these segments. This is a very common type of a segment. These outdoor segments where you got to do a lot of rhythmic up, down, side to side stuff. Now here I'm not going for a lot of near misses. I got a couple, despite the fact that I'm not going for them. But, see, that was a soft near miss, so I grabbed it. Alright, so we're going into Sandman's boss. Again, this is all segments that I did in the run. I'm just slowed down a little bit. So again, I can't stress this too much. When you want to near miss an object, look at the top of Spidey's head and the bottom of the object. And when there's almost no space between the two, then you swipe left or right or up or down to near miss. That's the trick to getting near misses. Watch, we'll do it here. Well, no. There, see, I did it there. See, notice I did my swipe right when I was close. There I did it again. Very close and did the swipe. That's the trick to near misses in this game, no matter how fast the game is going. It just becomes harder when the game is going faster because the space decreases so fast. They did it there again. You'll see it again at the end of this run. Now notice, Sandman is a bit of a pain in the ass because his tail is opaque and you kind of can't see through it. See? I'm getting some near misses here again. Actually, I'm getting a decent amount of near misses in this one. Well, it's more so than I thought I did when I recorded the video at full speed. Sorry about the slow-mo on this part. It'll pick up again in a second. Alright, so soft near misses. Now I'm going to go for these near misses, at least most of them. I didn't go for that one. Now watch, Spidey's head, boom. Spidey's head, space, veer off. Spidey's head, veer off. See that? Spidey's head, veer off. Whoops, I missed it there. The space is almost nothing, veer off. Space is almost nothing, veer off. That's how you get the near misses. You wait till the space is the space between Spidey's head and the object is very small, and then you veer off. And I said that about 6 million times already, but what are you going to do? Okay, on to the next segment. Alright, so we're going to come into a web slinging segment again. And I want you to keep in mind again, stay higher while you're web slinging and drop down when you need to go lower. Notice that I'm doing that here. I'm staying higher and dropping down into the vials, getting a little higher, drop. I know I didn't say that in my last videos because I didn't realize it then. I'm a little more advanced now. Now I only dropped down to get the vials, but again, I came up. Now I'm going to go up again. Even though I don't know where... there I missed the ring because I didn't drop down, but it's still... This game, by the way, here's another tip for you. You can, when you're swinging with a card that doesn't have +4 seconds to the combo counter, you can miss one ring when the game is going full speed. If you miss every other ring, you'll still hold your combo, most of the time. Now I noticed, again, I veered off last second by using Spidey's head as a guide. Again, staying high, staying high. Now I just drop down and get these vials because I have a shield on. So I don't have to worry about hitting my head on that ledge. Alright, there's a lot of web slinging segments, and now this is an important segment because you're going to see this in a lot of both unlimited and these runs. This is just a matter of timing. It's just jump up timing, and if you watch this a couple of times, if you're having trouble with it, the only tough part is trying to get the near miss on that yellow object on the girder. Okay, so you jump up, and always remember in this alleyway segment, it's up, then down, up, then swipe down in terms of enemies. You got the one that has to be swiped down, and then the ones you can punch. Now watch, I'm going to jump here.
Nothing gets in my way.
It's not so important when the game is going at full speed. Usually you won't break your combo on the wall crawling segment. But in the beginning of the game, it's very easy to break your combo. This is just an easy one. There's just one guy to hit.
Nice nap.
And this is obviously another easy segment. Alright, so we're going to go on to the boss again. Now again, I'm going to caution you, this segment here, this is obviously this is Vulture. Be wary of the fact that he sometimes with one of the more recent updates, you're not going to see sometimes his spinning knives. They're sort of camouflaged. I'm not sure why that is, but if you remember the pattern, you'll usually be fine. See, in this I'm seeing them all. Maybe it's the Oscorp or the sewer levels. As far as boss levels are concerned, this is probably the easiest of the boss levels. The outdoor rooftop one is the most open and has the most least dangerous obstacles. See, I did a near miss there because I could get away with it. Now notice, here's something interesting. I'm gonna... Let's just get that. Alright, you see the pattern? You want to remember and kind of commit to memory the boss patterns, especially the hardest ones are the Goblin ones, in my opinion. In unlimited mode, that is. Oh, by the way, you're going to see, whenever you are in this outdoor environment, you're always going to see left, right, left, extreme left, right, left for the guys to KO right after the boss. That's a common pattern. Now notice, in this, even though the game is going full speed, although you don't see it now with the slow-mo, I'm still getting all of these near misses, because these are soft near misses. Doesn't matter how fast the game is going, I can always handle those. It's like segments like that are about to come up now where I'll start not worrying about the near misses. See, look, with all this crap here, well, actually I got one there. And I'm going to get this one. Oh, I didn't get that one. Okay. See, I am getting some near misses, but my goal was not near misses in these. I'm getting some of them, but my goal is more survival than anything. Yeah, I got that one too. Actually, I'm not doing too bad with the near misses. All right, let's go over Doc Ock's layer again. Even though this is in unlimited, so Doc Ock's not a boss here. Now, on these straight line ones where you don't have 3 full lanes to work, they're usually pretty easy because they'll just throw an enemy to KO in front of you. I usually take the low path here because there's so much stuff here, I almost never lose my combo in this area. There's just even at full speed, there's just way too much stuff to near miss. And there's way too many guys to kill. Now watch, I'll get these... Whoops, I didn't get that. I got that one. Notice how I'm veering off what appears to be a little bit early with those tree guys. I've mentioned that before with them. Because those are tough near misses to get. You think they're a near miss and it's an actual crash. So you want to be very careful when you're up against those big tree looking guys. Now you can't use Spidey's head here for near misses because of the angle, but you can get a feel for when to duck under to get that near miss. Obviously this is going to be a big laser. You can actually see it's going to be a big laser when the laser starts to form, even before it's completely formed. Now this has 2 possible configurations. The one you go under, and then you got to worry about the regular enemies, and then the one you have to dodge left or right because it shoots straight up, and then you have the guys with the rockets. Always remember, if you go under, they're regular enemies. If you have to dodge left or right, it's the rocket enemies. Always remember that for Doc Ock's Lab. It's the only 2 configuration for that like track level at the end of there. Alright, so I'll get this near miss because it's a soft near miss. And there, that was just, I got a little bit of a lag, but the reality is I just kind of lost concentration. So I'll grab another continue here, a first continue here actually. Unfortunately, the kind of screwy part is I lost all 3 spiders within about 700,000. You know, the first one was kind of my fault, and sort of because of the lag was the game's fault. The next 2 I lose, as I mentioned in the regular run. So, oh, see, notice you can near miss that scaffolding too, by the way. Always remember that. Another thing too, when you see that little alleyway, there's either going to be a guy shooting rockets, or there's going to be those guys in the air at the end of it. This is what I mean by an alleyway. See that? Like that little thing in the middle with an alley in the center, with the obstacle in the center that creates a long alleyway. Whenever you see that long alleyway coming in unlimited mode, there's either going to be a guy in the air to kill, or there's going to be a guy shooting rockets at you, or big slow bullets at the end of the alley. Always remember that. Keep that in mind. Whenever you see that alleyway, there's one of the 2, usually. Not always, but usually. Okay, this is Electro. He's not too horrible. But I've got a shield on, so I think if I remember right now, I'm not going for any near misses here. I'm surprised. Usually if I have a shield on, even when I don't want to go for near misses, I'll go for them because you have that sort of leeway. But I guess I just wasn't thinking that way at the time I did this run. And I got 1. Big deal. Now again, notice with this card, Superior Spider-Man, for every KO, you get 2 combos instead of 1. Whereas the other card was +1 to the near misses, not the attack combos. Now all this stuff I'm blowing off here, in slow motion, you could much more easily see, well, I got a near miss there. You could much more easily see how you can get all these near misses. Memorize these patterns. This is in the Oscorp lab, so, or the Spaceship rather. It's not Oscorp. And if you memorize the pattern of, no matter what boss appears, I said something similar before, no matter what boss appears, you're always going to get the same pattern, especially with these big metal obstacles I'm trying to near miss here. Okay? So use these slow-mo segments to kind of get a feel for where these obstacles are, both while you're fighting the boss and immediately after, where you have this kind of little afterglow here. Alright, so that's all done. Now we're going to go on to the next segment. This is another tricky outdoor segment. Or at least it will be in a second. Now again, notice, well, I dropped down to get those vials, but... And I ignored those vials, I just ignored. Not sure why I slowed the... Oh, okay, this is why I slowed this segment down. Because there's a lot of stuff. This is a lot hairier than it looks. Okay, there, again, I mentioned this during the video. I swiped left and it slid. Why? I have no idea, but it did. So anyway, that is what it is, right? So in these more complex segments where you've got a ton of stuff all kind of thrown at you at once, I have a tendency not to try to near miss everything in sight. I'll more or less catch a near miss here or there to continue my combo, but most of the time I'm just in survival mode when you have all that stuff at once. This is a very important segment to slow down. Here you should swipe down. I swiped down too late. Otherwise I would have... Usually I get that power up. That's a typical place for that shield power up, by the way. Usually I get that. Now, memorize the pattern here where the lasers are you don't want to go. I also passed up a couple of near misses. Alright. So notice how at slow-mo you can really see what's going on in this board. I passed up that guy on purpose because I was in survival mode. Now here, I jump here. Wait, and you can jump, and you get, by the way, you get an attack combo credit for those shields. So that's 2 for this card. There, I jumped, and it just fell through the cracks. There was really nothing much I could do about that because it fell right in the path of that idiot thing. All right, so as I mentioned during the course of the video, the regular speed run, I was really furious at this point, so what are you going to do, right? Right now we're getting very, very close to a safe bronze score. I've actually gotten bronze, well, I don't know if you'd still get it now, but I've gotten bronze with, 5.3 plus million. But that was a month ago. The scores may have increased and edged up a little bit. You'll notice in Unlimited, the scores go up, up, up. I mentioned this earlier. The reason the scores go up is several-fold. People... there's a more of a prevalence of the good cards and people are leveling them up. So more people have X 50 plus teams than ever before. And people just get better. People just get better at the game. So I would say, if you really want to be safe, I would say 5.5 to 5.6 million and up on iOS. If you're playing on Android, maybe... I think it's still anything over 5. I have an Android throwaway save I get bronze on most of the time, but I don't know what the safe score is. I'm pretty sure it's still under iOS. Alright, so here, obviously, I haven't had a combo in a little while. Notice, this is the same segment I mentioned before. Jump, and this is very important. It's very easy to mistime your jump and jump too early. You always, always, always want to pause and jump during that railroad to Girders section. It's a little funny to listen to him talk in slow motion, right? Now again, if you want to fast forward past this part because you're good at the boss levels, fine. A lot of people get good at the boss levels and they have trouble with the Unlimited. A lot of people, watch, I'm going to get this 2x multiplier, and that's good because that increases your score by a pretty good margin because it doubles your combo, it doubles your score, and it also doubles your vials. And vials also contribute to your score even though a small amount. So now I'm kind of trying to near miss stuff only a little bit, only because I want to keep the combo going while I have the 2x multiplier at least. I don't know why I veered off really early there, but oh well. Okay, so again I'm going to grab the 2x multiplier. I veered off a little early, but I wanted to show you. I wasn't trying to get those near misses, but while I was recording the video, I kind of had it in my head that I want to show where these near misses are. That's a good way to watch these slow-mo boss segments, to see where the near misses are and kind of memorize these segments. So now we're over 6 million. We're easily into a safe bronze score. This is no problem. I could crash right now. While I was doing this video, I was actually playing it safe, however, even here, because it almost seems a little sacrilegious to do an instructional video and not get a great run. By great run, by the way, if you don't know what I don't mean that I'm bragging on my run. I'm saying great run is where you get to the end of the run and it says great run. Not that this is a great run because, well, you know. Now notice how many obstacles there are here, and it's not imperative for a bronze or even a silver if you're using consumables. It's not imperative to maintain combo at this point. Because if I was using full consumables on this run, now I would let's see, full consumables, I'm at 6 million now. I'd probably be at about 8.5 to 9 million right now, which means now, if I was using full consumables, again, to look at this as both a silver and a bronze instructional video, if you're going for that silver medal, we're already starting to get into the bronze range. Again, if you were using full consumables, not on just a regular run that I'm doing here. A full consumable run, by that I mean using Vial style, crushing combos, and score booster. Using all three of them, whatever your score is, add about 30%, I'm sorry, 40% to that. And that's your, and that would be your score with the full consumables. So clearly we're already either at or very, very close to what the silver medal score would be if I was using full consumables. And by the way, that's the beauty of playing this game. Once you get to be a bronze player, you could pretty much get silver at will by just using the consumables and doing a good bronze run, not a low bronze run. You're not going to get a silver medal. By the way, you notice that you get credit for an attack combo there with those obstacles. So you can probably squeak by with about 6.3 million or even 6.2 in many cases to get a bronze score. But adding consumables to that is probably not going to get you in the silver range unless it's a really slow day. You want to be over 10 million, 10.5-ish to get your silver medal, so bear that in mind. This is another alleyway segment where you don't have always full 3 lanes to run. I always play damage control with these. I'm not as worried about combo here. See there, it didn't respond to my double swipe. I don't know what the deal with this game is lately, but a lot of times it doesn't respond to double swipes, and then it doesn't respond to swipes, which is how I lost 2 of the Spideys. But no harm, no foul, because if you watch the first half of this video, you'll see that I did a great... I got to the end of the run anyway. And I really wanted to cover Goblin, and he was a big stumbling block for me. Notice I'm getting near misses by going into Goblins. That was just stupid swiping there. Notice I'm getting by going into the Goblins' smoke bombs and pulling out. As long as you have the web gloves, you're invulnerable. So now here's what you got to remember about Goblin's bombs. Notice that he'll throw his bombs right in front of you sometimes, where it's almost impossible to dodge them. I wasn't even trying to dodge them with the web gloves, or the web hammer rather. I always call them web gloves because that's what they called them in one of the other Activision Spider-Man video games on the console. But it's very interesting if you look and see the way Goblin throws his bombs at you. Sometimes it's very hard. So what I would suggest is until you get familiar and learn and memorize where his bombs are. In particular for Goblin, because I had a big problem with him, I would suggest you follow the vials. And when the vial path ends, there'll always be something in your path, whether it be a shield, Goblin's bomb, or any of the other boss's bombs, or a KO'd enemy to KO, or a barricade. So watch, notice there the vials end, and boom, there's something right in front of you. The vials end, and there's something right in front of you. Every time the vials end, there's always going to be something either thrown in front of you, or there'll be an obstacle that's sort of pre-built into the level, like one of those immovable obstacles, not a bomb. If you're wondering why I'm going for a lot of these near misses and missing them, it's because when I'm doing this run again, I'm not using sound and I'm not watching my combo counter. And when I'm playing with sound, I hear the near miss ping and I sort of calibrate my play as I'm going. And if I'm not hearing that ping and I'm not looking at the combo counter, sometimes I don't even know if I'm getting near misses or not. Which is why I break combo an awful lot in this video. and in my other video. See, like there, I should have grabbed one of those near misses, and I thought I did, so combo broke. And again, if I was playing with sound, I would have definitely known that I missed those near misses and would have gotten another one. And again, with the web slinging, just remember, stay high and drop down when you want to drop down. Don't stay low and try to arc swing really high. That's a mistake. See, there I passed up the ring because I didn't want to take a chance on arc swinging high. I was going too low. See, here I'm not doing what I'm saying. So do what I say, not as I did in that segment. Notice if I would have stayed high, I would have gotten all those rings because I would have been able to drop into them, but I wasn't web slinging particularly well in that segment. And again, part of it is because I'm really, at this point, in my brain, I'm thinking while I'm playing, just get to the end, just get to the end. You're doing a show, you know, a video, you want to at least show you can get to the end of a run, damn it. Alright, now this is going full speed. I don't think I slowed this down. Actually, it is a little slower. Yeah, it is slow motion. Now notice the pattern of those, I would suggest you stop and rewind that and look at the pattern of those enemies, and it's continuing here. There's a lot of up, down, swipe up, and then left, right, left. It's very rhythmic. And I already know those segments very well. I can do those segments in my sleep, but they were a bitch for me when I first started getting better at this game. They really were tough segments for me. Alright, so this is the last boss, and again, when you're playing, watch out for Vulture's invisible, or not invisible, but seemingly camouflaged weapons, because sometimes you can't always see them. Usually you can, but it's that 1% of the time that sometimes it'll seem like it just appeared out of nowhere, because it's not quite as visible. Those are, you know, these are all highly visible. I think also part of it is because I'm watching it at a slower speed while I record this audio. Again, you could near miss those doors. I'm not doing it because I'm really just trying to get to the end of this boss. I'm not thinking score. If I was going for a silver or gold medal, I could probably at this point, I'm sure I could get gold if I really went for every near misses. You know, all those doors that I wasn't going for. I'm fairly certain. I know I can get silver because it's just basically, as I said, a decent bronze run, add consumables, you got a silver run. That's why this is a bronze and silver tutorial. See, there I got the near miss just to maintain my combo. Here I'll grab the 2X. Don't ask me what I was thinking there. I just totally broke my combo for no good reason whatsoever. And this, by the way, is what I mean by great run. That's, oh, I cut the video off there at that point. Okay, so now we're over an hour, but here I'm adding in segments that were not in the run that I just did. These are mostly segments, some from Unlimited and some were from events. So this was from, I believe, one of the events. Let's see what my multiplier is 52. So this is probably from another Unlimited run. So I just tossed the Electro here. I'm gonna run this one at full speed. You've seen enough slow-mo boss videos. This will just give you a feel for. See, now I made a mistake there. I jumped up a little early, so I swiped down to correct it. Look, watch that segment again, you'll see what I'm talking about. Now notice here, in this environment, I'm passing up a crap load of shields, because I'm trying to get as many. This is early apparently early in the run that I took this from, and I'm getting tons of near misses here. There you go. Say that's again. This is early. That's why it's running a little slower. Now watch this segment. You can get both these guys if you swipe down and up quick, or swipe down twice quickly. That's tricky, and it requires a little bit of dexterity. Work on it. It's good. You'll get the extra combo that way.
Bring it on. Living on the edge.
All right, so now I'm running a good combo here. I mean, this is a pretty good score for a first boss. At X52 multiply, I'm going to end up with about 1.3 million after the first boss. Without consumables, that's not bad at all. My highest is about 1.5 million after the first boss, but I really, that's with a couple of 2x multipliers early on. All right, so let's go to the next segment. Okay, sorry about the black screen here for a couple of seconds, but I'm just loading up another scene. Okay, so this is another web slinging segment, and it's going to go into a more. This is another part of an unlimited run that wasn't in the original bronze run that you watched before. In fact, it may have been. Okay, so I'm going to slow this down because I want to show you something. I'm going to jump here. Now watch what happens here. Watch all of this craziness here. There's a lot of shit going on. I really wanted you guys to see this segment. You could either go up or down in this. I chose to go down because I went up last time during the run, but I wanted to show you that there was another way to do that. Okay, so this is actually pretty cool. Now, notice I'm going to jump over and over again through here. And I went from 173 to 176 multiplier instead of just the 1 for the ring. All right, so I wanted to also, I don't think there were any of these High Park bosses in the original run video. Like I said, my goal with this, and this is a Goblin video, so that's good. My goal with this, and this is, by the way, another unlimited run video. This is early on as well. I wanted to slow this down so you see how to handle Goblin. Goblin, to me, was one of the hardest bosses because the smoke bombs seem to come out of nowhere. Now I don't feel that way anymore. Now I'm experienced. I kind of know where they're going to be. And notice I got a combo by jumping over that. And I got a combo by moving side to side there. Oh, another thing, too. Some guys, more advanced players, and I can do this sometimes, but not as much, you don't have to just watch your running environment when you're in a boss level. If you watch the boss in front of you, who always stays in your lane, by the way. If you change lanes, he will too. If you watch the boss, you'll see, and I put this back at normal speed because I kind of got bored watching this, but you'll notice you can actually see where he's dropping his bombs. The only problem I have with that, some people in the forum, I think it was Goatmeat and Zupamir had mentioned that, and I noticed it when they had mentioned in one of my threads. You'll notice that you can see where the boss is dropping it if you watch the boss. The reason I have trouble doing that, however, is because I feel like I can't pay enough attention to the running environment. See, notice I'm maintaining my combo here. And that's one of the good things about this level. The high park boss levels are very easy to get a ton of combos. All right, so I didn't bother showing the whole run, the whole ball. You get the idea with that. Let's go to the next segment. And again, I'm piecing in a lot of this stuff. This is another early unlimited run, and I wanted to show you here how the combo, you could prevent your combo from dying by jumping. And I also wanted to show you this segment after the wall claw. There's a whole bunch of crap here. You can near miss. Look at all these combos you can get up here. If you're, notice I'm passing up the I was trying to select the near misses because of the card I was running with. I would have handled that differently if I was hitting that segment with a +1 to attack combos. All right, so let's do another High Park boss level. Again, these were absent in the original run video, so notice I'm near missing the dumpster, but you got to be careful because you just get your controller Spidey very late. So just be very wary of doing what I just did there. What I like about boss runs in this level, you could really extend the boss level on this. Watch, look at all these near misses I'm getting, and all the attack combos I'm getting. See, I didn't get the near miss there, but I should have. See, I'll get the near miss there. I'll get the attack here, and then go left. But you notice that stuff takes place on 3 levels. The middle level, which I'm at now, the upper level, which I just went up, and then there's a lower level you could get to often. Now, notice I passed up a couple of shields to get some combos, because this is one of those, there's so many shields on this level, you could pass up a lot of them in an unlimited run and still get your HP.
Nobody can stop me.
Now this is a really good, this was a really good first boss, okay, because this brings me up to almost 1400, well 13 and change, right after the first boss. Now look at all this glorious stuff to near miss here. I mean, you could really go to town on the near misses, and running with classic Spider-Woman is the perfect card for that environment. You should beware. Here's another segment, by the way. All right. Notice there's a lot of stuff. You can near miss the scaffolding. You're near missing the blue objects. I'm near missing tons of stuff here. Even though it's running full throttle, I'm still getting a lot of near misses. This is a tough segment. Go to the right and then middle. Somebody in the forum was asking about this. I don't remember who, and I really wanted to call their attention to this segment, but I don't remember who the hell it was that was asking about that particular segment I just did, where you have the 2 guys on the right and then the ring where you go through the guy you have to kill first. And I slowed this down because this is a pretty intense series. Alright, let's go jump to a boss level. Again, this is another unlimited run segment. And this is another Goblin segment, which I slowed down because this is a later level when it's running at full tilt. And watch how Goblin throws stuff like right practically in your path. So if you find difficulty in dodging Goblin's bombs, use the vials as your guide. Okay, look. At the end of the vial, there's a bomb, right? Look, at the end of the vial, there's an object. At the end of the vials, there was a shield. At the end of the vial, there's an object you have to dodge. At the end of the vial, there's another object. At the end of the vials, a shield. At the end of the vial, a goblin bomb. Remember that. This is one of the most important things you can learn, especially against Goblin, who seems to throw stuff right in your path. If you're unsure of what to do, follow the vials and be prepared to either dodge, attack, jump, swipe down, or whatever you have to do to handle whatever's coming at you at the end of the trail of vials. See? Right at the end of that trail of vials, there was stuff to get. Again, right at the end of the trail of vials, there's a guy to KO. At the end of the trail of vials, there's a disc. See that? Now that the boss is gone, it's not going to be quite as many obstacles to go after. Also, another thing too, when you just defeat a boss, you're invulnerable for a couple of seconds. So if you see a goblin bomb, you could near miss it by going right through it and swiping it while you're invulnerable. Here's another crazy outdoor segment, okay? And here's another boss level. Again, a goblin level. And I think I ran this one at full speed. Because again, we're trying to study these. It's another unlimited level. Now notice at full speed, well, now I'm dodging the, notice at full speed, Goblin's bombs just seem to like come out of nowhere sometimes. Look at that. See, it's like, it's uncanny. But if you get a feel for his pattern by studying videos like this and seeing it slowed down in some of the segments and seeing it at full speed like it is now, you could really get a feel for where Goblin is going to put his bombs and where there are objects. Now you're in. This is technically the sewer level, and I've said this before, but remember that all bosses will attack you with the same exact pattern. you know, where you're seeing bombs, you know, smoke bombs, you would be seeing Vulture's blades or Silver Sable's energy or Electro's energy. Oh, notice that after the boss, I had saw that 2x multiplier out of the corner of my eye while I was going up to the boss. So as soon as the boss was done, I was immediately swiping right and down to try and get that 2x. Try to do that if you see a power-up you want at the end of the boss. Sort of go towards it when you don't even have control. Keep swiping toward it. All right, so now we're doing this is a now I'm going to drop some event segments here, and I'm going to do this in slow motion. This is the spaceship. Okay. Now notice I'm maintaining my combo really nicely through here. Look at there's always now I passed up that guy because I felt like I couldn't get him and the globe at the same time, whatever the hell that is. And I'm trying my best to stay up. Now watch, you get this one guy, then they're all going to be in the same line to destroy. These are typical spaceship segments. Whenever you're down low like this, you got to be extra careful because those objects are coming at you at double speed. Because think about it, you're going 30 miles an hour, let's say they're coming at you 30 miles an hour, that's 60 miles an hour, so it gives you less time to react. I passed up the KOs there because I wanted to show you go another way. Alright, so here's another outdoor segment. So again, these are all from various events.
It's too easy.
And I'm still maintaining a pretty good combo here, actually. You see the pattern here with these alleyway kind of things, where you only have one, where you got to have to choose a lane because you can't go in the middle. All right. Another Vulture segment. So I near missed that. Now here I'm going to near miss a lot because I'm playing this event for score. And notice when you can jump up to get those kills that are a lot higher than you could normally jump, which I think is a cool aspect of this game. See, those are like double-sized jumps. Oh, by the way, in these, the one difference is with these events, when I throw a boss level up on an event like this, just remember, you're only seeing 12 discs. You only need 12 discs, whereas in Unlimited Run, you need 18. Just bear in mind, the only reason I'm throwing the bosses up, event bosses up, is not for any other reason than I just want you guys to memorize these patterns. Just remember, if if you're doing an Unlimited Run, it's not 12 discs, it's 18.
Sweet.
This is a typical web slinging segment. You got to go through some tight areas. This is a very, very, very get to know this segment you see here. Replay this segment about 5 times because it's a very typical segment of how you have to go up, down, left, right. It's a very typical kind of segment of the game.
Keep it going.
I believe this is Doc Ock, a boss level. Don't ask me why I put this in here, but or maybe it's not a boss level. No, it's not. Now remember, when you see those tree-looking guys, veer off sooner. Notice how early it looked like I veered off a mile away. I believe it's because the hitbox for the tree is counted by the base that sticks out. But I'm not 100% sure. I just know whenever I see those trees that I have to veer off earlier than I normally would have with most other obstacles. Yeah, we'll do it again. See how early I veered off and it was still a near miss? If that was another object, it would have been missed it by a mile. Alright, this I'm going to run at full speed. You've seen this already in the regular part of the regular run video. I concentrate a lot on Doc Ock's lair because you see Doc Ock an awful lot in in unlimited runs. Not Doc Ock boss, Doc Ock level. Now, look, I'm slowing this down. This is typical. You got to dodge to the left because the laser goes up, and you got the guy shooting at you. Remember, if you go, I said this before, if you get the configuration where you go under the lasers, then you don't have the guys shooting at you. So it's either or. Either you have to dodge left or right and you got the guys shooting, or you go under and you have the guys not shooting. And obviously in this segment, you're sort of dropping as you web sling because you're going from an upper level to a lower level. Remember that because I got nailed the first one. See, look how far away I veered off and still got that near miss. All right, full speed again. This is pretty straightforward again. Look how far away I am getting those near misses from those tree-looking guys. It's pretty crazy. All right, we're over an hour and 20 minutes. If you guys are finding this video a little long-winded, just fast, you could use YouTube's functions to go to segments that are actually more meaningful to you. By the way, notice I'm running with battle damaged. That's why my combo counter is so high. Because in this event, I'm running with battle damaged, not because, even though I'm losing multiplier off of him. Another typical segment with the 3 shooting guys in a row and then the 2 across from each other. This is also another typical segment. Right? Typical. Very, very typical. Alrighty.
Right, see me? I was hoping I'd be the one to squash you. Back off.
Okay, this is just another Sandman level, basically. Nothing you haven't seen before. This falls under the heading of if you need to fast forward it, go ahead, because while the game is running at full speed right now, this may be old hat to you. Now here I'm starting to do a whole bunch of near misses and stuff. Notice, by the way, I have a higher multiplier because this is one of the events.
Okay.
Alright, so we got done with that boss, and I'm taking a lot of these near misses here, a lot more than I would on an unlimited run. I was doing an event, and so I wasn't as concerned with my score. But notice with battle damaged, who has +1 to near misses and +1 to attacks, you can build up a nice combo meter.
How you like this, spider?
And we'll grab that shield. Got a couple of near misses here. Now I have this level timed out pretty well. I gave this to you guys in slow-mo before. So if that was too fast for you to learn it, go back a little bit, or even forward. I think there's another slow-mo of that section as well. That's a very particularly hard segment, as this kind of is too, by the way. And you could have near missed that wall, but I didn't that time. All right, so we got Vulture coming up now. Another Vulture level. Now notice that when you're in Oscorp, as I am now for the boss level, it's the same pattern over and over again, no matter what boss. I don't care if it's Vulture, any of the Goblins, the new demo Goblin, or whatever it's always going to be the same exact pattern. Oh, one thing here, remember, there's only 12 shields because this is an event. So it's still relevant to Unlimited because it's still the same pattern, so I left it in regardless. Just remember that on Unlimited run, you've got 18 shields, 50% more. We got a bunch of near misses here too. You notice the pattern? Well, there I went for the attack combo instead. But again, with this card, it doesn't matter. You're still getting the same 2 added to your combo meter for either one. Also, another interesting thing about this game is my combo meter. Watch, it's going to flash. It starts all over again. So you kind of get a break when you go from one environment to the other. Now, this is a difficult segment, but again, just study it in the slow motion that I put in there if you're having trouble getting it at full speed. Another slightly difficult segment because you've got all this stuff coming at you. But again, you can learn this. You can memorize these kind of... Like, I already know what's going to happen in most of these segments as I'm coming up to it. So back into Doc Ock's running lair. There's no boss here. At least not in this section.
Yes.
Now, the reason I left so many of these in here is because a lot of people have difficulty with this. Now, I'm going to near miss that. Well, actually, I didn't. There's a lot of stuff. For see, notice how I can near miss that door. You can also near miss these walls coming up if you don't have an attack, and you can near miss that steam pipe, whatever the hell that is. You can, notice I was able to jump up 2 levels because I had an attack. Don't try to do that unless you got an attack. Now, I passed up a lot of near misses here, but you'll notice you can get a lot of them. A lot of the stuff that I passed up are, you know, those walls, those opening doors, those all kinds of stuff. You know, the trees. You can near miss those pretty easily. Back out to the outdoor running level, rooftop. Now you can near miss. Notice you can near miss those blocks that I actually kind of missed that, but I'm going to near miss these here. We'll get the 2x. Oh, another thing, in that running environment, always look up those ramps, because a lot of times, this is interesting, a lot of times they put the 2x multipliers up on the ramp while you're staying low. So if you want that power up, sometimes you got to go up that ramp. So just be on the lookout for that. And I noticed that there's a prevalence of that. All right, we've got Silver Sable here. Again, this is a not an unlimited run, so it's only going to be 12 shields, but still, it's still relevant. I want to also say a big congratulations to Zupamir, Bredolm, Cal to the L, and I believe Cyanide also. All those guys, I believe, won a Titan card in the last event, and one or two, and Zoop won one also in the daily. So, you know, on Sunday. So congratulations to you guys. You guys did really, really well. And I'm glad to see you guys are now getting scores of over 20 million. I don't know if you guys are watching this video, but if not, you get an honorable mention anyway for anybody who's stuck with it this far. So even though this is an event, it's still relevant to bronze because it's still the same basic run. You know, still the principle is the same. Near misses, attacks, dodge, jump, blah, blah, blah. It's still the same pattern. I'm passing, again, I passed up a bunch of near misses there, but again, because I was trying, at this point, I was trying to score higher on the event. And I believe I did. This might have been a run that I did score fairly high eventually, but I'm only showing a part of the run, not the whole thing. Yeah, see, now I'm getting a bunch of near misses, well, that's good. And again, I always have trouble getting near misses for whatever reason. I know I've said it before. I have trouble getting near misses without sound. Go figure. All right, this is a tough level. I slowed this down for you because I want you guys to see this at slow motion. I'm not trying to near miss those guys running at me. You can, I can do it, but I'm not doing it in this video. So we're going in slow motion here because I really wanted you guys. This is a very, very tough series of segments in the game. Notice the pattern. In this segment, you got 3 of them all in a row. Sometimes you have to move to the left and then the left again. Like here, watch it. Well, no. Okay, here we go. Now you're going to move left, and then you're going to move left again. Whoops, I didn't do it, though, but whatever. It's easier to play armchair quarterback in slow motion, right? All right, so we're going slow again. I got to load the TV level here. All righty. Now notice this is the same segment that I was saying was really difficult before. Look at how much stuff gets thrown at you. It doesn't seem as hard. You can near miss this thing coming up too, which is also, I do that now. I didn't do that at the time of the video. Wow, I really passed up a lot of near misses in this section. Holy crap, I didn't even realize it. When you're running with a card that has +1 to near misses, like Spindia or Classic Spider Woman or Steel Spider, you'll find the 2x multiplier is probably the best power up in the game. When you're running with a card that has +1 to attack combos, then it's up for grabs as to whether or not Web Hammer or 2x is better.
It's too easy.
Back off.
Alright, again, only 12 shields because that was... Another thing that's interesting, you'll notice when you finish a boss, you can get a very, very easy couple of near misses while Spidey's still flashing. Because you're invulnerable for like about 2 seconds. I think it's 2 seconds, maybe a drop more, a drop less. No, I'm not invulnerable, so good. We got all those near misses going. Except for that one I missed. Now let's look at some of the near miss. Yeah, you can near miss that one. Now again, notice that I'm dropping and picking up a web. That's the most important technique. Don't think of it as swinging like you would in an Activision free roam game. Think of it more as dropping and then picking up a web. Dropping and picking up. Ooh, got a nice near misses there. Missed that one. And then that one. Alright, I'm going to take out this Doc Op level. I think we've seen enough Ock. Alright, so there we got the Web Hammer. Now notice that with this card, Web Hammer is really valuable because you're getting a ton of +2 to your combo. With those cards I mentioned before that have +1 to near misses and the 30% to your combo counter, you're actually better off with the 2x multiplier, believe it or not. The Web Hammer almost becomes not a liability, but you're only going to get 1 each, where near missing all that stuff, we get you 2. You got the near miss there and there. Alright, so we got a pretty good combo running now. I didn't realize I recorded so much of this run, actually. I think I won like 2nd or 3rd place in this run eventually, in this event. I forget which one it was, though, to tell you the truth. Alright, so we got another Vulture level. I'm only leaving this in here because it's only 12 shields. Again, if you see segments like this and you feel like, oh, you know what, I already know this section for the boss, just fast forward it. YouTube has a good function. You can actually see where you're fast forwarding by hovering.
Got something for you. Living on the edge. Woo! Soon we will have all the close one.
I don't know how I missed that near miss, but okay. But I got that. I'll tell you, if they ever came up with a legendary version of this card, actually, no, let me rephrase that. Now that the Titans are out, I actually don't care about legendary cards, and I'm going to do a whole segment soon on legendary versus the Titan cards and blah 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 when they're actually released. They say they're released now, but this is a really terrible release that was done.
I'm good under pressure.
I want to plug my buddy Cal's Wikia site again. I think I talked about it earlier in the video. Cal to the L, he has a Wikia site. I'm going to get the link for you a little bit later on. But it's a Spider-Man Unlimited mobile Wikia. In fact, you know what? Let me get it now. Okay, so his Wikia site then is going to be Spider-Man, one word, no dashes. It's Spider-Man dash unlimited dash mobile, M-O-B-I-L-E, dash game dot wikia, W-I-K-I-A.com. And then there's a whole bunch of pages to it, okay? So it's Spider-Man dash, again, the Spider-Man has no dash in it for some reason, but it's Spider-Man, one word, Spider-Man dash unlimited dash mobile dash game dot wikia, W-I-K-I-A.com. And there's a whole bunch of really, really cool stuff. He's got everything in there. He's got my other videos in there. He's got Alright, I should have been paying attention during this segment of the video, but I slowed it down, so I think you could see what I did here without me having to give commentary on it. Alright, so we're outside again. This is another similar segment. Notice, I thought I got the near-miss there, I guess not. Now this is a tough segment. I'm running this one at full speed because we did this in slow motion, or, you know, the same segment several times. And the reason I'm doing so many of these is because I think they bear repeating, because these are some of the harder outdoor segments in the game. This is what really used to trip me up, and I know trips a lot of people up. Because it's really, you got to get a rhythm to it. Now again, notice fall, pick up a web, fall, pick up a web. Just to, I'm sort of steering using mostly fall plus pick up a web, for whatever that's worth to you. I apologize about that tapping. I don't know what the hell that was. I tried to edit it out while I was doing this re-edit, but I think it was some oddity with the microphone. And yes, the magnet is, if you're thinking the same thing I am, the most useless power-up in the game. It would be so cool if they just got rid of the magnet entirely and they only had the 3 other power-ups, but I guess that would be too much to ask, right? Alright, so another Electro. Ultimate Electro, I guess they're calling it to me. It's all the same. And again, 12 shields because this is an event. But again, it's still relevant to your unlimited run because you just got to remember you're doing 18 of them. Look, if you can do 12 shields, you can do 18, right? Now, by the way, normally when I'm doing these runs, I actually would pass up a lot more shields. Oh, there I go. Okay, there I did it. I would pass up a lot of shields and go for the KOs. This particular outdoor level for a boss is really good for being able to pass up shields. Some of them you got to be careful. Because you pass up more than 1 or 2, you end up letting the boss escape through the portal. You'll notice something interesting. I don't usually go up those ramps and then play with the ledges. I stay low. If you prefer going up the ramp, that's fine. I find that when the game is going at full speed like that, I just find sometimes I mistime my jumps a lot more than I mistime the near misses. Alright, so let's grab this, the shield. Yeah, notice that you've probably seen this segment about 10 times in this video already, and there's a reason for that. This bears repeating because it's just one of the more difficult outdoor segments. You'll notice that a lot of the segments that I leave in there, see, and I notice I was trying to near miss some of those and missed them, but I'm showing you where you can get near misses. Even if I'm not successful at them. You can get one there even though I missed it. You can near miss these guys here, which I did. Whoops, I lost my shield there. I actually near missed the train there. I tend not to do that as much, but I figured I was making the video and I wasn't really trying for high score here, so I said screw it. Just to show you that you actually can near miss the trains if you want to. And you can near miss those overhang thingies too. Which I don't know why I'm doing it in this run. Not doing it in this run. There we go. See, now I'm doing a little more near missing. I had a lot of trouble maintaining my combo in this environment early on. Sometimes I still do. Well, the problem with this is sometimes you miss one near miss and boom, you lose your combo. That's for the subway. This is another segment we've been through a bunch of times, but it bears repeating because you gotta, again, fall, pick up a web. Fall, pick up a web.
Amazing.
Got the near miss there too, actually. Alright, so let's go to a different environment now. Slightly different anyway.
These rings ain't no thing.
And again, like I said before, if this, you know, feel free to fast forward past a lot of these segments. I don't know why I passed up all those near misses, but whatever.
Close one.
And I didn't even try for them. Alright, so now we're in Oscorp again, and I slowed it down because you notice you can break those globes, but your timing has to be good. And the problem with these flat upper segments is you got to really time them. I find one tip that Goat Meat gave me, which was very helpful, was when you're up above, sometimes don't just jump. Jump and swipe down, because it sets you up for the next series of jumps, like here. Watch. Jump up, now swipe down. Notice, and swipe down. Grab the 2x here, which is cool. Notice I passed up that KO because I wouldn't have been properly set up. And I kept passed up that one. Sometimes when you get those KOs to the side, you miss the middle globe, for whatever that's worth. Oh, another 2x, cool. You'll probably notice if you're watching this video that I'm more comfortable with KOs than near misses when the game is, when it's got that much stuff on it. Another thing too is when you're web slinging, if you're not using a card with +4 seconds to your combo counter, you can afford to miss one ring in a web slinging segment. As long as you're getting every other ring when the game's going full speed, you should be able to maintain your combo. It's not always true, but a lot of the times it is. Slowed it down here because I wanted to show what my mistake. I knew that was coming. You notice how I jumped too early. There was just no doubt about it. It didn't seem it in the heat of the of running, but I did. So anyway, we're going to continue. I only used the continue for the sake of the video. But now we're running with another one. Now I'm running with Bulletproof, which also has the +2. I mean +2, +1 to attack and +1 to near misses. Wow, I'm missing a lot of these near misses. Again, for me, not having sound is a real liability. For other people that don't play with sound, I guess they're used to it. Now again, this segment was done several times for a reason, because that particular rooftop segment is tough. This is not so hard. I mean, if you just get the web slinging timing, it's fine. But this is going to get a little tough too in here. Alright, I didn't slow this down because you've seen this in slow motion already. Alright, so I bypassed the boss level so we could do another Oscorp. Notice I'm passing up some of the attacks because I'm choosing which one I want to get. And I'm not near missing any of those, I don't know, what those pillars that come at you. Now notice there's a pattern to these bosses. There's a pattern to these. I slowed this down because I want to show you this pattern. Stay to your right, now you go to one to your left, and then the one is going to be one more to your left. So they'll usually do that, or they'll stay on one side. So just know that you're going to either migrate one at a time, or, whoops, lost my shield there. Alright, slowed this down just to show this alleyway is a little tough, because look at, you got to do a lot of up, down, side to side. Whoops, missed that near miss there too, huh? Now it doesn't look so hard slower, but at full speed this is a pain in the ass if you're not used to it. And I could be near missing a lot of these red obstacles, but notice I'm taking the softer ones. I'm not necessarily going for... Alright, just fast forwarding ahead. I just edited out a Doc Ock level, because we've got plenty of those in this video already. Arguably too many. You can also go up here. I tend to go lower. I find it easier, but sometimes going high with that web slinging segment is good too, because you still got a ring either way, so you can maintain your combo. Same segment as before, or at least the same configuration. Like you'll notice a lot of these segments they'll repeat, even sometimes in the same run. Although this is a different run. Okay, this is an event where I have to get enemies, KO enemies. I didn't realize I changed runs. Yep, there we go. Nothing like the web hammer and just. This is just a fun power up. And you notice even with the web hammer, you could still get near misses against walls. And you don't have to worry about these mech things. I purposely went through that just for the fun of it, because they don't bother you while you got the web hammer on. Alrighty. I'm going to edit out this electro, actually. And we're going to head up to the spaceship now, which I mistakenly called Corp before. Now, I do a shitload of these spaceship levels in this video. Because, to be honest with you, they are, in my opinion, one of the hardest sequences in the game. They always start out with those 3 in a row that you can... Now, notice that sometimes I'm passing up the KO in order to get the globe, because I find that it's just a little... Now, I'm also notice I'm staying underground on this one. So I like to do things a little different when I'm doing a video like this. Notice 3 in a row. 3 in a row. That time I didn't have to move over. Actually, those guys I didn't really have to pass up, but I did anyway. Alrighty, so let's do another spaceship level while we're at it. Because... in my opinion, with these platforms, these are one of the hardest segments in the game. I'll take that 2x and run with it, baby. Now here you have to stay on the ground, unfortunately, and that means you got those things you have to dodge. Some of the guys, like I've seen Supermare and Salcido, PRC, and other guys in Doge, they'll actually near miss those fuckers, and I find that to be tough, but it's doable. I definitely recommend Doge's and Salcido's videos, and Supermare's as well. I think he has one as well. Hey, did somebody say they wanted yet another spaceship level? Well, here we go. Let's do another one. Again, you notice 3 in a row. You just pick one to jump up attack. Now here, I actually got all the except that one. You notice I'm passing up the ones here. Well, there I shouldn't have passed him up, but I'm trying to pass up the ones that are close to the globes. Now here I'll get a little braver because I've got the shield. So they are still gettable. You know, as you see, you know, when I got the shield, I tend to get a little braver because I know I got a little leeway. You know, if I make a miswipe or whatever, it's no. Alrighty, we're gonna do an Corp level.
Hey, Gobby, I'm home. Keep it going.
The one with all these rotating, shifting squares that I absolutely hate. Well, it's not so bad when you got the shield because you got some leeway. You can near miss all this stuff, by the way. Alrighty, so this is pretty self-explanatory. That was a pretty easy segment, so I didn't actually do it in slow motion. But if you need to just look at it a few times, you'll see how it goes. Another outdoor environment similar to one of the more complex ones, so I'll leave this one in. We'll get that 2x up front. Ooh, how did I miss that near miss there? And lost my combo too. Notice that. Doesn't really matter in this particular event because this event is just counting KOs. But still, you know, in a video like this you want to show the near misses. Alright, I'm going to edit out this boss also. You've seen enough of these bosses, I think. Okay, I got a little Spidey Sense dodge tip for you. When your Spidey Sense goes and time slows down, like in this little alleyway, you want to pause a second. The reason you do that is because you'll get an extra combo. You'll get an extra near miss, not just the 1 point for dodging. It's very important to keep in mind.
You ever think of hiring a decorator?
Alright, so we got another one of these Oscorp levels. And again, this is... You just gotta kind of keep your wits about you and watch for the shifting stuff. A lot of these, not only do these blocks shift left and right, but sometimes the enemies will shift. And you gotta watch for that. Although I will say one thing, one thing about this Oscorp level, is a pain in the ass as it could be, it's pretty easy to maintain your combo in. Alrighty, so we got done with that. Okay, let's do a sewer level now. Start with the same this is another area that's pretty easy to maintain your combo in. Because you can near miss all this stuff, including that door that closes down on you. You could near miss these, I don't know what you call those obstacles.
Living on the edge.
You could near miss going under stuff, you could near miss almost anything could be near missed here. You could also go up if you want. I wanted to show you that, but I made a mistake. But I'm going to lose my combo here on purpose. Notice that I'm getting a ton of vials here. Don't ask me why I did that, but I think I did it for the sake of the video. Of course, it cost me my shield to do it, but it was no big deal because it was worth it. I just made a little mistake. Zigged when I should have zagged and all that. Alright, let's go out into the outdoor environment. I'll leave this again. Alright, so again, you can't see these. These are the harder outdoor segments. I missed that 2x, by the way, there. I'm not sure why. You can't really see these too much, because if you could master these segments, you'll be fine for these areas in the game, no matter how fast it's going. And again, you notice there's a rhythm to it. It's not just... And with those red girders, the key, and this used to kill me, is I would tend to jump too early and slam my face against him, which is obviously not what you want to do. Alright, into the sewer level again. And I lost my combo there, it looks like. Oh well. Now notice that there's a lot of counterintuitive side-to-side jumping where you've got no safety net. You have to jump that one way. You have to jump up and left or up and right. And you just be on the lookout for that. Here's another one. See, up and right, or down and right I could have gone. But a lot of these, there's only one way you can go. It's like up and right or down and left or whatever. So watch for that, because they don't give you like the full 3 lanes to go in like you do here, where you can literally be in any lane you want. Let's get rid of this Doc Ock level. And instead, we'll go into the sewer. Try that one. And this is another slightly different configuration. Notice I'm doing different configurations of all these different levels, because I don't want to. I'm trying not to always show the same one over and over again. Okay, there you got 3 lanes. And you got the opening, closing doors. Follow the vials for these opening and closing doors. When you're not quite sure which one is going to open, the vials will lead you right.
Watch me go.
And always be aware that sometimes you'll have those guys that you got to swipe down to KO on the end. Alright, grab that shield. I call this segment alleyway segments, where you got that one lane, you got to left, right. So you can also jump on those ledges and grab the vials, but I'm not going to. Another Doc Ock level I'll get rid of. Alright, let's do another Oscorp level. Another running level. By the way, the key with those lasers is you can actually see them as you're coming up to them. I know it sounds weird, but I'll see if we get another one coming up. These are a pain in the ass, you just gotta jump over them. You notice if you look ahead, you can see the lasers before they light up. Like right there. Notice that you saw that. You know what you look for with those? Look for a post on the left and the right. I think I said that in the main part of the video. Look for a post on the left and the right with nothing there, and you'll know it's going to be a laser. Here's another alleyway level that I love so much. And we'll get with... Yeah, we got plenty of Doc Ock levels. Okay, I wanted to show these red girders again. Again, notice the key. Here you got to go jump up and left. This is the tougher segment right here. Wait till the end and then jump up and left. I had the longest time. I kept on jumping too early on that. The key to that the series of double girders is the last one. You got to jump up and left, but you got to wait till the very, very end. See there, I'm grabbing the valve. You got to wait till almost the very, very end, or you end up crashing on the head of the girder. All right, so we're going to do yet another Corp level. And unlike, we did so many Doc Ocks, I'd like to do some of these other more. Now I got the web shield here. I don't know why I avoided that. I should be hammering everything. Oh, there we go. Now I finally got on board with that. I think when I was playing this, I had forgotten I had the shield. All right, so now I don't anymore. So now notice again. All right, notice you got a laser coming up. You see the post. See the post before it even lights up. It's very important because you're really not given enough time to jump unless you know it's coming in advance. That little spider sense slowdown is not enough. Okay, another alleyway level. So you got it with those lasers. Just know that you've got to know it's coming by seeing it up ahead. Man, how many fucking Doc Ock levels did I record? All right, let's edit this one out now. All right, so we're gonna do this in a little bit of a slow motion. It's not too slow, but you notice I took the lower path there to get those near misses because I'm running with her. And we're going to be going into... I got the 2X. Now you notice you can grab the 2 rings in a row there, and you can grab all those vials if you time it right. And you notice you can near miss by going under that little water tower thing, or whatever the hell that is. I passed up a lot of near misses there. Notice, by the way, when you got those guys with the guns, it's 3 then 2 with the barrels. Okay, back into another sewer level. A little different than the last few. But again, this is really easy to maintain your combo as long as you keep your head. Now this is an easier configuration because you notice there's 3 lanes as opposed to where you can only go one way. Oops, lost my combo there, but I don't care. Like I said, a lot of this I was just doing for the video. Some jump and then go under with that. Alright, so another outdoor swinging level, and then we're going to go into Corp again. Like I said, I'm really trying to hammer some of these more difficult segments by giving you all kinds of different configurations of them so you can sort of memorize them. Now here comes a laser. Here comes another laser. You notice you can see it because you see the 2 posts left on the left and right side. You always know when it's coming, so you don't have to rely on your spider sense, which quite honestly, for some reason with the lasers isn't. Here it comes again. Here it comes again. So you see it even before you get to it, so you don't have to rely on your spider sense, which honestly doesn't give you enough time to really react. Like once you see this, I find once I see the spider sense in that level, not in all, for dodging objects it's fine, but once you see the spider sense in Corp for the lasers, I find that it's just a little too late to jump. But that's me. Alright, another Ock level to edit out here. Yeah, I think I recorded plenty of Ock already. Okay, let's do another alleyway segment leading up to something cool. Alrighty. And I love this segment where you got the 2 on the right and then the middle and then it's up, down, up, down. I don't know why, I just really like that segment. Alright, so... Again, this is the typical complex outdoor segment. I want to show you something here. When you're web slinging here and you go under this, land here. Don't try to... It's too easy to hit that blue obstacle while web slinging. It's better to land in front of it, grab the vials, and jump over. Alright, so we finally get into a Metopus. I don't get too many of these when I'm recording videos for some reason. When I'm playing, yeah. And this is pretty self-explanatory. Pretty much just avoid everything you can. I don't usually try to maintain my I did grab the shield there. I try to maintain my combo, but sometimes I find that I'm better off being safe. I'm not quite at that level yet where I can really consistently maintain my combo. So here I'm not even trying because I already broke combo. And I knew I was making the video, so I was like, you know what, I'd rather just get through it. And then I believe we do another Metopus here. This is a pain in the ass because you never know where these... You gotta really memorize. Whoops, I screwed up there, but I had the shield, so it was no big deal. I think I either screwed up or the game misswiped me. I don't know which one. But anyway, here notice I'm following the vials here because... Well, there I didn't, but... Because these things just pop up right in front of you. You gotta really think on your feet, more so than the other levels. And the game treats us like a boss. You get a couple of 100,000 for it. On Unlimited. I got more than that because I've got a high event multiplier there. But the game does treat Metopus as a boss. Just remember, you gotta really be paying attention when you got Metopus, unless you just really know the board very well. Alright, that was just correct. Actually, I came up with a really good idea. Rather than trying to hunt Metopus levels out of the Unlimited, I decided to take them out of the Doc Ock missions. So I'm going to use Ultimate Spider-Woman Jessica Drew and Spider-Gwen for these, because these are on the regular missions. These also have the advantage, by the way, of being slower than the regular Metopus in Unlimited runs, so it'll be easier for you guys to memorize the configuration. Now I'm going to try I'm doing some near misses here. Actually, in this board, I just realized I didn't. Okay, that would have been a near miss, even though you're not hearing it. But one of the things I found with Metopus is you should be able to maintain your combo if you get one, at most 2 near misses for every leg. So notice how much easier it is to follow when you're looking at it at slow speed. And if you get confused with Metopus, follow the vials. Notice the vials lead you right around. Just look for the vials and get to the vial trail and be ready to jump over stuff. Metopus is actually not as hard as a lot of people think he is. The key is to not, if you're not at that skill level, see, that would have been a near miss, and that would have been a near miss, but you're not hearing the thing. I'm also going to stop it here. I don't want to finish this, so I'm going to end the level. And the reason I did that, even though that was the last leg, the reason I did that was because I wanted to be able to use this if I needed to make another video out of this again. So this is the Spider-Gwen Metopus now. So this is a slightly different configuration, I believe. But again, this is also in the Doc Ock mission set. Alrighty, so we're coming up to Metopus again. So this is the third Metopus in the video. And this also, again, has the advantage of being a little slower. So it's easier. I don't have to do that. I definitely don't have to do this in slow motion. Now here I'm definitely, this I'm making a concerted effort to get near misses, even though you're not hearing a near miss ping, because you don't get credit for near misses in the regular missions. And again, there's no reason for me to slow this down. This is slow enough. And you could near miss these walls too if you wanted to. In addition to, oops, I missed the shield, but it don't matter. All right, if all your goal is to maintain your combo through Metopus, then assuming you're using a regular combo counter Spidey, not one with +4 seconds, just try to get there. That would have been a near miss. Just try to get one, usually 2 near misses per leg should do it. Sometimes you can get away with 1 if you do it like somewhere in the middle. But if you get a near miss early, then you're gonna have to get one later, or you're gonna break combo. Now look again, following the vials, and see, those are definitely near misses, even though again it's not registering. And I'm gonna do the same. This time, instead of before I just close the game out, this time I'm just gonna actually X out of the mission. Again, just in case I wanted to do more videos with these at another time. But that's the end. Both of these I got to the end. I just X'd out. Okay, before getting into the Mysterio levels, I wanted to drop something into the video. This is the I'm going to use the For the Fathers video to do this. I know I used it embarrassing, and by the way, I'm just showing that the place I was in this. I'm trying to get 26 and 100 place because I want the VIP portal to save up in the 50 ISO 8. I don't want the silk cards because I already have 2 of them maxed out. Anyway, I wanted to drop this in, even though it's a Doc Ock level, because in the original video that I did this about a month or so ago, when I took off all my buff cards, because I don't want to be in 25th place, so I'll only get 1 credit for 1 package. But the reason I'm dropping this in is because originally when I made this video, I said that you could only near miss these ones you can go under, these lasers. That's not true. It turns out you can actually near miss. You can actually near miss the thick lasers you have to jump over. Now I'm going to miss this one, but I'm going to drop in another just another quick segment after this, okay? And I missed that one too. I didn't get quite close. Alright, so let's try another segment now. Alright, let's see if we can get this one right. But anyway, like I said, I'm normally getting 18 times because I got 2 silks. I'm normally getting, with 2 silks, an Uncle Ben, and a Scarlet Spider, I'm getting 18 times each package. But I really only want to get, I don't want to pass 26. I don't want to end up at 25th place and end up with a silk I don't want. Alright, so I got that one. And we're going to go on to this one. Got that. I think I missed the next one, and then I'll throw another second up there. It's not easy. Oh, I did get that one. Okay. So it's not easy to get that near miss, but it's doable. Alright, that one I missed. Let's try another one. Just for the fuck of it. And again, I just want to make sure I'm not in danger of passing that 25th place guy. So, I'm very close to him. And it's very close to the end of the event. I definitely don't want another silk. I already have 2 of them maxed, as I said. Alrighty, so. We're back with that. Again, sorry about all the Doc Ock, but I wanted to just show, before diving into the Mysterio levels, that there's, that you can get these near misses. So there's one. Like I said, when I originally recorded this video, I assumed you could only get those near misses. Whoops, missed that one, okay. You gotta get real close, and it is very dangerous. To be honest with you, when I'm doing an unlimited run, I got that one. When I'm doing an unlimited run, I don't always go for them. They are gettable, you can get them, but I don't go for them because also bear in mind, the game's going a little slower now. I'm just saying, if you want the combos, you can get them, and I gave you unintentionally gave you misinformation in the video segment I recorded a month ago, and I've come to recently realize you can get those near misses, so for whatever it's worth. Anyway, I crashed on purpose there, because that put me 1 package behind the 25th place guy, and I really don't want to pass him. I was actually done with the video, to be honest, but I decided to dub in a few Mysterio segments at the end. I'm going to just stick with 2. They're only about 1.5 to 2 minutes long. It's not a very long segment in Unlimited. I'm not going to put in the boss, obviously, Mysterio, because he's not in Unlimited. It's just his environment. These are both from Unlimited runs, and I'm using... If you notice, my multiplier is low because I'm just using this video making to level up some cards, particularly Steel. Okay, the one thing I want to say about this is you got to be really careful when you're going for near misses, because the ground comes up on you sometimes, and it's very easy to grab a near miss and then crash into a segment of the ground that just raised up. I missed a ring there. All right, so you see that segment of the ground that just raised up before? Actually, that was kind of there. It'll happen in a minute here.
It's too easy.
If you keep your head and react accordingly to what you see, you should be fine. It's not a very difficult set of segments, to be honest. It's not, and it's also pretty easy to maintain near misses as well. Whoops. Actually, I didn't crash there for some reason, but I bumped into something, it looks like. I'm not sure how I didn't use my shield, but okay. Alright, so that's the end of the first segment. We're going to do one more. And then that's going to be the end of the video, pretty much. Again, I don't think a video would have been complete without adding the new Mysterio levels, even though I finished most of the stuff. Footage came from like a month ago. Alright, so the next Mysterio level. Notice how easy it is to maintain near-miss combos here. There's just so much stuff to near-miss. It's very, very easy to keep your combo going. Oh, also, be wary of those mirrors that don't break. Sometimes you gotta get a feel for which ones you can... See, you notice how I said it was easy to maintain my combo, then of course I just lost my combo. That was just a mistake while I was making the video, I didn't really care. Normally I don't lose my combo through here. Again, it's pretty easy. It's not, this is not a very, very difficult... It looks hard at first, but if you could just kind of see your head, you know, see everything, see what's in front of you, you should be fine with this. We'll grab that shield. Alright, so that's it. Now, I hope this video helps you guys get your bronze medal or silver medal with consumables. So for anybody who got this far and is still watching, Godspeed to you. This is a really long video. I really do hope this helps a lot of people to get their bronze medal. And thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.